everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Mandy Grace. I'm the author of the Finding Hope dystopian trilogy and a retelling of the Robin Hood legend. It's October, which means it's Preptober? Yes, but that's not what we're talking about. The other thing that October means is that another quarter of the year has come to a close, and it's time to look back and see if I completed the goals that I made for last quarter, and to make fresh goals for the last 3 months of the year. So before we get started, I'll just briefly explain what quarterly writing goals are. They are just goals that I make in regards to writing and marketing and all things book related in my world. Things that I need to accomplish or want to accomplish, and I give myself 3 months to accomplish them. Having goals keeps me motivated and more disciplined and diligent in actually getting work done, so that's why I make them. So what were my goals last quarter? In July, August, and September, I wanted to finish writing the sequel to Return to Sherwood, which I did do, but barely. I also wanted to edit Return to Sherwood in regards to the POVs, because there are 15, currently, there will be less, but there are 15 points of view in the original first draft, and I wanted to pull out every single point of view individually and make them their own document so that I could edit every character's story arc individually and make sure that it was a complete story arc, and then mesh them all back together again, which was a huge project, and I did get started on it, and I have made some fantastic movement forward, but I did not finish it. So instead of giving myself a check mark, I gave myself half a point. I also put on my list to send Return to Sherwood to my editors with 2 giant question marks, because I wasn't sure I was going to get my personal POV edits done in time to do that. So I'm not putting a check mark because obviously I did not finish my personal POV editing. However, I'm not necessarily counting it as a loss because I knew that my editing was going to be a huge project and would not get done. I was just hopeful, and that's why I wrote editors on here. I also wanted to purchase some new ISBNs, that did not happen. My car broke down and things happened. I wanted to start the cover art process for Return to Sherwood, or at least get it lined up, which I have done. I also wanted to brainstorm the next story that I'm going to be writing, because when I finished the sequel to Return to Sherwood, I needed a new story to write, especially because November is now only a month away, and I need to do something for NaNoWriMo. And I did, in fact, brainstorm for my new story. I also wanted to stay on top of my blog and my YouTube channel and my social medias and post regularly, and I did a lot better with that this quarter than I have sometimes in the past. So those are my goals last quarter. So what are my goals for the last 3 months of the year? Well, let me tell you. Whew! First of all, I need to finish editing the points of view for Return to Sherwood. This is going to be a project. It's going to take all my time. I also put down to start editing the sequel, but that is only if I finish Return to Sherwood, because the sequel is written in the same form with a bunch of different POVs, and therefore will have to have the same sort of editing process. Pull them all out, edit them individually, put them back together. So it's on here, but it may or may not actually take place. I need to purchase more ISBNs. I want to start planning for conferences in the spring. I usually just have one that I go to, but I've been looking at a different one, so I need to figure out what I'm actually doing and plan all that. Also, Preptober is this quarter, which means I need to do character profiles for the novel I'm writing in November, and I need to make an outline for the novel that I'm writing in November, and I need to do research for the novel that I'm writing in November. And then, of course, I actually have to write that novel in November. So all of those things are on my list. And as always, I want to stay on top of my blog and my YouTube channel and all of my social medias. And I recently added one. I'm on Instagram now. I have no idea what I'm doing, but you can follow me anyway. It's probably going to be entertaining. For now, that's my list. Hopefully I can get things done. I specifically want to focus on finishing the edits of Return to Sherwood and then writing my novel in November. There will be links in the description to my website, to all of my social medias. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram now. That's all I've got for today. Happy writing, everybody!